We are doing the history of Toronto, the soccer here in Toronto, and this gentleman is one of the foundation members of this whole project that I'm doing here.
I'm Neville Glanville. I went to Canada about 1966. All my intention was that to have something that represented West Indies and people, black people, would be proud of.
I play with Vazzy in the middle lane in Earl's
and the great Guru.
You know calling it.
The time fly, you know. Listen, man. Time does fly, man. Sammy, when you look up, I saw the teacher. When I look for you, I'm I'm just living, bro. Enjoying life. It's bullshit, man.
Just cut off my face. You know what? You cut off my face and show that
It's true.
no one knows anybody. No one recognizes anybody. What happened?
Pleasure to be here specifically for me. I just want to thank you guys for your contributions to the soccer community, and on behalf of Canada Soccer, we're really happy and proud to see that we're able to honor you guys here today. Across the landscape of the country, we see many communities who have been part of building the game, and this is a golden time for us right now in the game, seeing how well we're doing, but we know that it's the contributions that many of you have put forth in the game that has caused us to be where we are today. So this is the first of many more we hope to see, where we go out across the country and honor those who've put commitment into the game and contributed at the level you guys have done. So we just wanted to honor you guys and thank you by recognizing your 50-year history, going back to, you know, that making it to the championship back in 1973. And further to that, we want to later on honor you with being one of the organizations of distinction for that 50-year history. So it's not often we want to stop and take time and pause and commend ourselves and give ourselves a round of applause, but I think, you know, longevity speaks and legacy speaks towards really the positive effect you guys have had. So I would just ask you guys to all put your hands together just for a quick second and say, well done. So on behalf of Canada Soccer, welcome, and we hope that we're able to capture your story and share that story with the rest of the world, pretty much. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
I feel blessed today to be able to address you guys. Rivals, as you know, but I want to give you some stories. All right. It didn't make sense writing anything to come here because I could relate to all of you guys. Right. I remember coming here and from the national team home and was told not to join any local Caribbean team. And I tried that and went to Toronto Metros, and as you guys will know, we didn't have anything like going on in terms of music or anything like that. And for some reason, driving that day, I heard there was a team, a black team, that won the Ontario Cup. Wasn't sure what the Ontario Cup meant because I'm only here a year, but I was so proud. Not even knowing any one of you guys. Okay, not even taking a taste of ball in the community yet. And you fast forward to now, and to see that I journey through and come and join your club. Rivalry cup for years. And I want to tell you guys today that you guys is well deserving. For those who don't know, who's listening, West Indies United was like the Barcelona of football in those days. Give yourself a round of applause. West Indies United. I came when the team went Premier Division in '77. Things didn't work out. But had I finished that season, I'm almost convinced, like Moniz and like Ulfu, I might not have left West Indies United, based on the seriousness we go. I'll show you how life is and how our path intertwined. What happened with Junior is that, I met him and asked him to be my assistant coach with the Metro Land and the Canadian Professional Soccer. So Junior, maybe you can a part of the journey. Him and I, we talk, and he really appreciated the journey. And when I called him about this, he said he was thinking about it the week before. So everything seemed to be falling into place. So this is your team right here.
Well, of course my team can't shake it. We have some of the greatest players I know. You're going to play no soccer, you're going to play football. And Ivan Cook. No, seriously. The respect I had for him as a player, keep building and building and building. And based on that, and over the years, and things that happen along the way, sure we make some mistakes. So I couldn't see where it goes else. Okay? Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Just hold here for a sec. Now we'll call the existing, current, present President of West Indies United, Earl Bugs Nelson. Again, West Indies, you'll have to say I've been around it. Bugs and I work, he went with Marvin youth program and stuff. And
hello, as the current president of West Indies, it's a continuation of a legacy that has been instilled in my blood by you guys. I've gone to school with you, played with you, party with you, quarrel with you, but there's a never-ending love for you guys. I've lived the dream. Came to Canada as a teenager and went to live with the guy who was currently the coach. Nev Glanville was the coach of West Indies, and at the time, and I'm still in shock that I was able to play with some of you guys, because when you talk about talent, unbelievable. If you guys remember, we used to be the club team that the Canadian national team used to have practice games against. We played against about 3 or 4 times, because they recognized the quality we had as a team. And I thank God for meeting all of you guys and allowing me to be still in touch with the fire that you guys lit, which is still burning as West Indies United today. Thank you.
somebody always like sharp.
Yes. West Indies United. The academy started on the street. That's where our soccer academy is, the streets. That's where we started to play football. From the streets. Tick-tock, bang. We play a thing, West Indies play a thing called keep the ball. Don't lose the ball. So right now at this time, when we look at TV and watch Barcelona, we played that game before Barcelona.
In the 70s?
Yeah, we played that game before Barcelona. Because that's how we play. I remember we played a team called Thunder Bay. And these guys couldn't touch the football. And they're saying like, what, you guys live the ball every day or what? You play football every time? Hey, just a bunch of street football. Tick-tock, boom. But it's a privilege, West Indies United. It's not only just football I learned from West Indies United. I
I get some skills, people to people, person to person. You know, by talking to people, learning more about people, it helped me a lot too. You know, because at that time I was raw, green. And Junior would say, hey, cool down, man. You know what I mean? The kind of game we played, it was like incredible. Cool. I visualized that many times. When the clock turned at 4 o'clock, it's time to get out of work. I'm going to play football.
Yeah.
I believe it starts from community back home. How we grew up home, the love we had in community, we brought it here. And it went into the football. It went into the football. So it had one message, one action, you know, so everything started from how we grew up in community back home. Yeah. So I appreciate being a Trinidadian among them. No, it is not easy to deal with these guys. It's not easy. But
yeah. West Indies United, 73 guys here today. I feel honored to be amongst you all.
West Indies is the mother for football in this Ontario. Agreed. We take it a long way, and people who look at us play see some of the best players up until today in our time. West Indies is a team that will never leave our mind. You cannot, it will make sense you try. You wake up every day and West Indies is there. You just can't get rid of it. With that says, I'm glad I know you guys.
Yeah. True.
You guys did a lot for me, and we did a lot for each other. We survived a lot of stuff, both in traveling, in this, in that. Playing football was the greatest thing in West Indies. Once you join it, you're gonna be okay, somehow. That was West Indies. It's a loving team, care about each other. Yes, we argue, like everybody else, but once the whistle blows, it's one team moving like this.
Again, give yourself a round of applause.
In Neville Glanville, I went to Canada about 1966. I didn't have any vision about doing anything apart from you going and studying. That is all. With the football, it is happening in 66. That was winter. That's when we went to Rising. And Socer spoke to me. So the guy who was coaching the team, I cannot remember his name, was a Jamaican. And he refused to hand over to Socer. You know, we played a match the night. Now, it was a semi-pro league. He had Sudbury. I don't know if you know about them. Skedron used to play for Sudbury. Skedron used to bring up players from Jamaica. They had at the time, Henry Laggett, Dunkley, I think Ramo used to play for them. They had about five Jamaicans on the team. And they would come to Toronto and play a match. That was my first engagement with Sudbury. That made 6. I remember the night some men, I found out that was RCMP, came onto the field and won the 2 teams. I just couldn't understand what was going on. And just about, Erkley Vaz too used to play. Just about when the match was ending, it turned out into a brawl. Big fight, and I am holding onto my chin because I just got some stitches a day. I'm not participating inside of this. And then as Vaz was about to jump the fence, and I go up to Vaz and say, "What you doing?" He said, "Somebody threw something on him." And I said, "You're going to go inside the stand. I'm not going to fight for these people, and I'm not going to play anymore for them. We need to come together and deal with that. We need to play, get yourself into a team." We're thinking about, how do we start a Caribbean team? And then I heard that there was some people from some place. They were playing football somewhere in a park. And it was some small islanders. So we went down there, and the guy Bailey was there. And we decided then that, look, we are going to connect with this team. We're not going to form a new team. We have to keep this West Indies thing going. So we're not forming a new team. So essentially, we came in, most of the small islanders were out, but they were close. Then I remember this African guy, Tokes is his name, and we had like Dunkley, myself, Pierce, and then you have Junior Park. I don't remember everybody. I'd have to take some time and go through it. Alan used to play it because Alan used to live with us. So that essentially is how it seemed, and people said that I started the club. I didn't really start it. And that Socer sometimes is mentioned as the person who started it. No, we really didn't start it. But it was my strong vision that we had to keep the West Indian community. We need to bring them together. But that is how West Indies United was straight. I don't remember if it was West Indies United or just West Indies before. And we put the United. But I know what we did was we straightened it. And Bailey was a quiet soul. So almost his first stint is a disciplinary meeting. The guys actually were checking Socer. All of the little clubs around the place were checking Socer to take over the Toronto Football Association, to be the president. But he wouldn't do it because his heart and soul is with West Indies. You're asking about a vision, that you had this vision and say, we're going to play this and we're going to play semi-pro. And so I just know that we're good and we were going to get to the highest level. Whatever it is, that's what we would do. But it wasn't like, say, we're planning that this is it. Somewhere along the line, we linked up with Rosie Douglas, and that was even more. That even strengthened it some more. And Rosie and myself became good friends. We started the Contrast Cup. Contrast had this paper out, and we've approached them, and we used to get donations. And when the split, when the guys started IRA, I was still intent on having this West Indian thing together, stay together one way or the other. So this is how we asked him, and he donated the trophy. That's how we have the Contrast Trophy. But the two leading teams was IRA and West Indies. Even then, we had a number of Trinidadians playing for it. You met Errol Townsend. He has a copy, because we have this book that is what we're doing at Ryerson Gym. It was Ryerson Gym. That was the gym we used to put out. If you can get in touch with him, it is important that people recognize individuals. When I say recognize individuals, and you know what? I just don't like this thing false. I mean, I started West Indies United. No, that is false. We connected with a West Indian team. Socer started West Indies United. That is false. Neither of us. Probably I was a more prominent person in building up what was there, building on what was there. But none of us started it. Bailey was there, and we kept Bailey as president at the club. Because, as I say, there's a lot of things that the misinformation about how this thing all went. But I understand some having some problems and so on. So I forgive them.
Okay. Mr. Townsend, I understand you had a portfolio with West Indies in the formative stage?
Yeah, the club was started on January 1st, 1968. The first president was Carl Bailey, native of St. Kitts. My understanding was that he had been involved with football over in England with some of the other fellas, and they came over here and decided to start a club. I became public relations officer sometime in 1969, after I had been dragged into it by Neville Glanville from Jamaica, who was my good friend out there. The club had not done well up to that point, and it was when Glanville became involved, was able to get players from the islands and really put a team together, that they started to develop on the field, and later became, as I said, Ontario Cup champions in '73 and went on to the Canadian finals in '74. I traveled to the finals in Newfoundland. I did the color commentary for the local radio station that covered the game. As I said, that was my role. I was not a player. I was involved in cricket and field hockey, but public relations, because of my background in journalism, and because also of my background in soccer, because I had done a bit of scouting for the North American Professional League when it started in 1967. I did some scouting at the Pan American Games in Winnipeg in 1967. A number of Trinidadian players I recommended. Particularly, I remember Lincoln Phillips, who was outstanding and became one of the outstanding goalkeepers in the United States. Cummings and Dillon, a couple others that I remember. And there were a couple other fellows from Bermuda and from Haiti and of course Jamaica.
And could you recall where the team actually practiced?
I recall practicing down on where is it now? There's a field just off the Don Valley Highway down by I don't remember the name.
Riverdale?
I think it could have been Riverdale. There's a hospital there.
Yes.
I remember there. I just practiced with them for a little while. I remember practices going on down
Yeah,
there.
that was '69. Yeah.
Yes.
So in '68, you're the only person.
No, I wasn't here in '68. I came in '69, but I know the club had started before I got here, before Glanville was involved,
Yeah.
and before Socer was involved. But
based on the information you got
That's
from
right.
Mr. Bailey.
That's correct.
And it's Carl Bailey.
Carl Bailey, that's correct.
Man, beautiful, beautiful. All right. So thank you and for the information.